In lesson 7.7, you will calculate the surface area of prisms and cylinders. The surface area of a prism takes all of its surfaces, finds the area of each, and adds it together. Or you can use this formula, surface area equals pH plus 2b, where P stands for the perimeter of the base, H stands for height of the prism, and B stands for area of the base. The reason why we take the perimeter of the base times the height is because if you were to go and find the perimeter of this base and the height, if you were to multiply those two numbers together, you would get the area of the big rectangle that wraps around this prism. In class, I can show you what that looks like with a model. But basically, this piece right here, PH, is for the 4 rectangles that go around this rectangular prism. Or in a triangular prism, it would be the 3 rectangles that go around the prism. And then plus 2 times big B. Big B stands for area of the base, so that would represent the area of the bottom and the top. So if you put those all together, you get the total surface area. All right, let's go ahead and start with the first example. The surface area is equal to the perimeter times the height. The perimeter, remember, is the distance around the base, so 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 7. That's going to be a total of, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's going to be 20. So the perimeter, the distance around, is 20 times the height. The height of the prism is the distance between the two bases. That's going to be 12. Plus 2 times the area of the base. And the base is a rectangle. So in this case, the base, big B, is going to be length times width of that rectangle. So length times width, 3 times 7 is 21. So it's going to be 2 times 21. So now your surface area, 20 times 12, it's 240. And 2 times 21 is 42. We add those together, we get our surface area equals 282. And since we're talking area, it's going to be in square units, 282 meters squared. Now, if you wanted, you could figure this out like you maybe had done in the past, where you found the area of each one of the rectangular faces and added them all together. But since this is the formula you're going to see on the MCA formula sheet, this is what I'm going to practice using with you. You may want to pause the video and try the next one on your own. Surface area equals the perimeter of the base, so 21 plus 6 plus 21 plus 6. That's going to be 54 times the height. The height is 9 plus 2 times the area of the base. And again, the base is a rectangle, so it's going to be length and width of the rectangular base. So 2 times the length times the width. Well, it's 21 times 6. 21 times 6 is 126. So now the surface area is going to equal 54 times 9, which is 486, plus 2 times 126, which is 252. Now we're going to go ahead and add those two together. That's 738 yards squared. All right, next up we have a triangular prism. Remember, don't be fooled by these. Oftentimes they have them laying down on their side. This right here is the base of the prism. So the surface area is going to equal the perimeter of the base. Since this is 7, this is also 7. So we're going to take 1.8 plus 6.8 plus 7. When you add those together, you get 15 and 6/10. We're going to multiply that by the height of the prism. The height is the distance between the two bases, so that's going to be 4 and 8/10. Plus 2 times the area of the base. And since the base is a triangle, it's going to be base times height divided by 2. So base and height of the triangle divided by 2. And then we're going to take that answer and multiply it by 2, since there's a top and a bottom. So the base and height of the triangle is 1.8 times 6.8. And then you're going to take that answer and divide it by 2 to get the area of that triangle, which is 6.12. Now the surface area is going to equal 15.6 times 4.8, which is 74.88. Plus 2 times 6 and 12/100ths, which is 12 and 24/100ths. Add those two things together. You get the surface area equals 87 and 12/100ths. And that's going to be in meters squared. Now you may want to pause the video and try the next one on your own. Surface area equals the perimeter of the base. Remember, the base is this triangle. So it's going to be 3 plus 5 plus 4. 3 plus 5 plus 4, that's going to be 12, times the height, which is the distance between the two bases. The height of this prism is 6, plus 2 times the area of the base. And since the base is a triangle, again, it's base times height divided by 2. So base times height, remember they're perpendicular to each other. So 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. So the area of that triangle is 6. So the surface area is going to equal 72 plus 12. So the surface area equals 84 feet squared. All right, our last example is of a cylinder. A cylinder has 2 circles as its bases, and the perimeter of the circle is the circumference. Remember, the circumference is equal to pi times diameter, or 2 pi r. so pi d or 2 pi r, either one, times how tall the cylinder is. That's going to give you the area of what would be like this rectangle that wraps around the two circles. The one measurement of the rectangle is the circumference of the circle, and the other measurement is the height of the cylinder. And then we're going to add to that 2 times the area of the base, and since the base is a circle, the area of a circle is pi r squared. On an MCA formula sheet, you would see this, and from this, you would have to come up with this on your own. But the circle formulas would be on there as well. You just need to know where to put the pieces. So now to find the surface area, it's going to equal 2 times pi times the radius, which radius is halfway across the circle, times the height of the prism, which is 3, plus 2 times pi times the radius squared, so times 2 squared. Now I'm going to go ahead and type this entire expression into my calculator. With pi, we're going to end up with some kind of ugly numbers. So rather than doing 2 separate pieces, I'm going to just type the entire thing in, and then at the end we'll round it to the nearest tenth. So we're going to go 2 times pi times 2 times 3 plus 2 times pi times 2 squared. And it works out to be about 62.83 and a whole bunch more numbers. So to the nearest tenth, about 62 and 8/10 feet squared. You may want to pause the video and try the next one on your own. So once again, the surface area is going to equal the perimeter of the circle, which is pi d or 2 pi r, times the height of the prism, plus 2 times the area of the base, and since the base is a circle, it's going to be pi r squared. Now plug in the numbers. Surface area equals 2 times pi times the radius. The radius is halfway across, so it's going to be 3.5 times the height. The height is 14 and 8/10 plus 2 times pi times the radius squared, so 3.5 squared. Once again, I'm going to just type this entire thing into my calculator and then round to the nearest tenth. So 2 times pi times 3.5 times 14 and 8/10 plus 2 times pi times 3.5 squared. So now to the nearest tenth, I get 402.438 and a whole bunch more numbers. So to the nearest tenth, that's 402 and 4/10 centimeters squared.